Welcome everybody to our game 1. Why are the logos not loading? We are just having all of the technical difficulties today. Yeah, no, it didn't pull up the logos properly. That's unfortunate. I noticed that. I don't have time to fix that. But yes, we do have a match, we're into game 1 between FC Hong Kong and really aggro Ghoul Elites. Hong Kong is our favored team. They are seed 2. As such, they decided to go for first pick. Really, Aggro Elites was forced into the map pick. They banned out Cursed Hollow, Tomb of the Spider Queen, followed by Hong Kong's ban of Praxis Holdout and Volskaya Foundry. Really, Aggro Elites then takes us to Infernal Shrines. And time will tell if they are victorious. Right. I turned off my camera the other day because my eyes were bothering me. Seem to be okay today. Still planning to kind of go the PG tuber route. Anyway, so bands are Anduin, Sylvanus, Johanna, and Rhaegar. All pretty common bands. All pretty common for sure. We do have the Vala first pick. Interesting for the map. Garrosh and Leoric. Double frontline locked in right away. Leo is very solid on this map. Garrosh is an interesting pick. I think the Shrine minions can be thrown, so that might cause some problems. Someone correct me if I am wrong. But that is definitely a concern I have. Stukov! Another solid pick for the map. He has so much zoning potential. He can be such a nuisance. Even at the best of times, he can be a nuisance. But, like, this map especially. Welcome, welcome, welcome! Good to have you. I don't think I've seen your name before, but it doesn't say you're a first time chatting. Regardless, it's good to have you. Sonya is a solid pick for the map, too. Vala, I mean, she's just a solid all-rounder DPS, to be fair. But interesting first pick. That feels like they knew she was going to be contested. And Diablo. Yeah, nah, that makes sense. Going for the tank starve. They've already locked in their tank. Unfortunately, they can't really pick anymore to try and cause some problems. Brightwing! We will not be seeing the ever-adorable Brightwing. Brightwing Garrosh can be an absolute monster for sure. You just get thrown in, polymorphed, and killed. And that, if that didn't make it worse, then Brightwing eats your corpse. That went dark in a hurry. I don't recognize your name. Wait, no, yeah, okay. Sorry, my bad. I have quite a few people who pop in. Yeah. Sorry about that, Corrosive. I do recognize your name. Yenthor, yeah, you're welcome. You're very, very welcome. I am very, you're in here, aren't you? No, you're not. Okay. Unless you have a different name, which is entirely plausible. But yeah, no, you're very welcome for the cast. I did miss the last few locks in. Malfurion and Greymane, very solid picks with the Garrosh there. Tassadar, Muradin, so Muradin will be the tank that they pick on the side of Hong Kong. And Kel'Thas is solid all around, and this is one of his best maps. Barely made that in time. But anyway, let's go ahead and hit the battlefield here. On the left side, we have Gio on Sonya, Alan Hicks on Muradin, Calarax on the Tassadar, G-Tizzle on the Stooky Boy, And splendid daddy on Vala. Nobody clip that, please. For FC Hong Kong. On the right side, we have a honey badger, cosplaying as an orc. Face roll. Actually, that might actually be a name. Archangel on the gray mane. I nearly missed that. Urban Punk on the Leoric. Interesting. I didn't realize Urban Punks were a king. Lagwagon on the Malfurion. And K4K on the KT. For Rage. I probably should actually say really aggro Ghoul elites. But they're just Rage. That's who they are. And they need a better shield. I need to stop making jokes directed at Pain. Solid throw onto the Vala, followed by a root. That is a very dead Vala. I feel bad for making that joke now. I am sorry! Not only was it an inside joke, but the person who's gonna get the inside joke, probably does not appreciate it. Oh, nice root by the Malfurion. I don't know how one gets rooted in midair, but it was done and done. Solid picks so far. We'll have to see if this bloodbath continues in favor of really aggro Ghoul elites. Not sure if that oof is for the kills or the joke. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I'd explain the joke, but I honestly feel like that would make it worse for everybody else watching, so we're not gonna explain the joke. Unless you want to in chat. Both sides are picking up their siege camps. Yeah, KT just absolutely decimating this wave, as KTs are known to do. Looks like we're gonna get another throw. Root just a little bit off sync, but the Tassadar goes down anyway. My word, so far, really aggro Ghoul elites standing up to the name of Rage. They are just absolutely demolishing these picks. Bruiser Camp being picked up by Rage. Hong Kong probably will get it faster, honestly. I mean, Grayman has a lot of camp clear, but that's almost a dead wolf. Like, he did it, but that's almost a dead wolf. Objective already about over a quarter, actually. Oh no, Vala! Vala! No, no, no! No! Luckily, the root just a little bit off of where it needed to be there. Nice throw, though. Murden does jump in. That's a pretty big cooldown that's not there. And Garrosh goes down. KT trying to keep up the aggression. Murden goes down. Greymane dropping real quick, and there he goes as well. So far, 2 for 1. Leo trying to finish up this objective as much as he can. KT also is probably going to be poking over that wall a little bit. Very much anyone's objective here. Leo does go down. And Hong Kong steals the objective right underneath the nose of Rage. Nice silence. I'm assuming he was planning on popping the Unstoppable there. The objective is going down real quick, but so is that front wall. Did anyone else just see the mortar shots come from off screen? Was that just me? It looked to me like the mortar shots just flew in from off screen. To be fair, I did look at the chat for a second, but still. Siege camps available for both teams. Garrosh looking for the invade here. Does get stunned. Pops the Unstoppable, forced to walk around the long way. Does throw the Muradin, trying to heal up a little bit. Oh, he almost survives. Vala goes down, though. Nice dodge from the Leoric. Well, I guess you can only dodge 3 things. You can't dodge them all. I pick on the man. That was really solidly done by him. Invade is coming through, but the camp does get picked up by Rage. These red health bars, though, going down fast, and they do go down fast. Camp gonna get cleared up for free. Camp being picked up by Hong Kong. They do have 10 advantage here, so they could try and push something. Garrosh looking for a throw. Pops the Unstoppable. Wall doesn't quite work the way that he wanted it to there. Both sides do have 10s now. Where there once was wave, there is no longer. Nicely done on the throw for Tassadar, but Greymane goes down in exchange. They've started to figure out how to deal with these throws really well. Stukov tanks the Pyroblast. Looks like Muradin's gonna go down due to the Entomb, but Garrosh will as well, tank for tank. Muradin goes down. In complete contrast to the start of this game, Hong Kong have figured out their opponent's patterns here and are just absolutely turning every bit of aggression against them, and there's not much that Rage can do. They need to try and change up their rhythm or in some way disrupt what is currently happening. These Stukov arms just absolutely slaughtering them. The roots that were once on point are being bullied out of range, and it's just... And then, yeah, the silence on top of all that. Like, not much you can do. Both sides do pick up their bruiser camps. Looking at another throw. Goes on the camp minion there. Leoric is working on the objective while this fight is kind of happening here. Garrosh looking for throw. Gets that silence arm again. And just absolutely demolished again. Stukov just getting absurd amounts of value. Leoric unable to walk out of that. This is just... These Stukov arms are on point. Like, honestly... Stukov MVP here. No contest in my mind. He is just timing those arms flawlessly, completely shutting down the Garrosh. Then Leo is completely left out to dry. Like, he is just on point with these lurking arms. Nice bait by the Honey Badger, pulling back towards the keep, but the Punisher's not interested. Does go back to the fort.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
Stunlock onto the Garrosh, silencing arm once again getting absurd amounts of value. Tassar wall leaving just a sliver for the Garrosh to walk through, unfortunately. He did go out. Leoric is okay though. Pyroblast gets interrupted. Mid-siege was stolen by the Sonya. Really, Aggro Ghouls have got to try and find a way to change up their rhythm here. They can't just keep letting their opponents play their game. They had a really solid start to this game. They've just got to try and regroup, figure out a good way to start these fights with a pick. Throw onto the Murden. There's the root. Garrosh pops the Unstoppable. Does go down. Murden pops Avatar. Leaf goes through, not hitting anyone, unfortunately. That root hit Sonya probably would have been dead, honestly. Lurking Arm once again getting value, keeping that KT from stepping up at all. There's the Tassadar wall. I think Leo can ghost through the Tassadar wall. I'm not sure. Some things can go through fake walls, some things can't, and I always forget what can and can't. Black Hole does get popped, as well as the Entomb. Murden dropping real quick here, but Greymane's the only one on him. Tassadar Wall trying to keep the Murden alive, but it's not going to succeed. Sonya very far in here, that root not being able to hit. Once again, Silencing Arm absolutely demolishes Garrosh. Turns out in this game, you silence a warrior and they do care. Unlike WoW, where if you silence a warrior, they laugh at you. Quietly, but they laugh at you. Shrine is available. Gonna be an Arcane Punisher. Both sides once again going for their bruiser camps. And we shall stare at the objective, waiting for them to charge in. Hong Kong finished their bruiser camp first. Stun onto the Leoric. Pops the Spooky Walk just in time. Pyroblast does go out. And the objective does get started. Bot Siege Camp, not going to get too much of value, but it's still something worth noting on the side of really aggro. Volley gets thrown out of the fight. Big root onto the Garrosh. Once again, absolutely demolished by the Stukov. Leo does go down as well. Tassadar goes down in exchange. Greymane goes down as well. Murden follows up. And KT remains the only one standing. Like, the Garrosh is definitely not playing bad. But, like, Stukov Arm is just playing better. Not like every aspect of Stukov. To be fair, that the root there was huge. But like his lurking arms are just on point and Garrosh can't do anything. It's almost sad to watch. Like, what's your counterplay there? You popped the Unstoppable at a good time that time, managed to go through a lot of stuff. Like, it's just... Turns out when you can't do anything, all you do is die. Feels bad. Entomb does go through. Sonya might get picked up here. Down to a Bat House Hell. And she does go down. Black Hole goes through. Stukov goes down. That's a huge pick. The Orc goes down. Doesn't look like they want to keep up this aggression. To be fair, they are at down 20s. And the top lane needs to be dealt with. did he go? Yeah, he did go Nature's Cure, and that's Stun, Root, Slow. Even if it was Silence, it's not, like, perma remove. Still helps, but, like, there's a lot of things he needs to cleanse. Garrosh does go down there. Just a little too far from his friends. Oh no, Leoric wakes up in the middle of the enemy team. That's a very, very dead Skeleton King there. The back half of this game was just a complete mirror of the front half.
Red team's core is under attack.
And unfortunately, the second half of the game matters significantly more than the front half. Greymane does go down, almost taking out the Vala. That would have been huge. That's a good amount of their siege that he could have taken out there. Malfurion goes down as well. KT still has a lot of ways to take care of the minions, but not a whole lot of ways to stop the siege. Core down to about 60%. Lurking Arm once again just absolutely putting in value there. And that is the game. That front half, like, what was it, 4 or 5 kills in like the first 3 minutes of the game? I really thought this game was gonna go the other way. I will be completely honest with you guys. Welcome everybody to Game 2 in our series between FC Hong Kong and really Aggro Ghoul Elites. FC Hong Kong is the favored team. As such, they auto-won the coin flip, deciding to go for first pick. Really Aggro Ghoul Elites banned out Tomb of the Spider Queen as well as Cursed Hollow. Hong Kong then banned out Braxis Holdout and Valskaya. Rage then decided to take us to Infernal Shrines, where they lost in quite honestly a spectacular fashion. The start of that game was very... Sorry, you guys will see what I'm laughing at in a second. But, like, they had a really solid start of the game. And then Rage decides to take us to Battlefield of Eternity, where I have a few theories of what their plan is. Plan 1, or part 1 of their plan. Instant bans to come. That was instant, not an ounce of hesitation. We do see the Anduin and Genji bans from the side of Hong Kong. Genji feels like a very targeted ban. Vala makes sense, really strong on the map, and she was playing pretty well. But instead of Vala, we have a different archer hit the battlefield with Sylvanas. Another solid pick for the map. Excuse me. I don't know why I have tons of burps today. Maybe I didn't chew my food enough. And Johanna is the first pick for Rage. Rage got his shield. Rhaegar is also picked. Very solid healer for both the map and in general. He has that cleanse on level 1, which is very, very solid. In addition, he has a fair bit of race. I think he... No. Karazim has slightly better race than Rhaegar does. But he also has stuff like the fact that he can slow down attack speed, which is big, and a few other things like that. Speaking of attack speed, we do have a... Not a wolf, a... Frankenstein's monster? I was trying to think of a better way to say Frankenstein's monster than just Frankenstein's monster. Or Frankenstein. But... I didn't have a clever idea. We do also see Muradin picked up there. Solid race as well as just a solid tank in general. Malthael is the ban for Rage. What is the final ban for Hong Kong? You know? For once? I could see it. I could see it.
For the frozen throne.
Ah, Big Frank. See, Vayne. Yeah. But he wasn't a Worgen. He was the weird Frankenstein's monster thing. I don't know. I was trying to be clever, okay? And failed horrifically. We do see the Beetle as well as Hanzo hitting the battlefield as well. Both sides have a wolf, though. I know what that well then's for. Brightwing and Leoric also hit the battlefield for FC Hong Kong. And the final pick for really Aggro Ghoul Elites is... I probably should have waited... him? Imperius? Teacher, I have questions. I have questions. I'm curious to see how this will play out. You know? I'm just not sure. My recording did not start up yet. Whoops. Oh well. Hello! Good to see ya. I'll have more creative emotes soon enough. I'm still working with somebody on them. Murden taking a lot of damage there. Speaking of lots of damage, he does get big stunned there. He's pretty okay, though. Still lots of time in the prediction. Redemption already almost done. Sylvanas not able to stack any further, it looks like. Both sides interested in the bot siege, though. I was gonna say very nice to have you, but that's what I said first. You were responding to me. This got awkward really fast for no reason. Murden is jumping in, trying to secure the camp here. These just massive health bars are really strong this early in a game. Beetle dropping real quick, does go down. And it does look like it will be Hong Kong who win the fight for that siege camp. Nicely played, Hong Kong. Both sides head out to their bruiser camps. Now, on this map, I tend to favor the right side with my camera. I'm going to kind of favor the left, or usually favor the left. This time I'm going to favor the right. That's what I was trying to say. It is the Beetle build in Nubarak. I like Beetle build in Nubarak. Does tend to be weaker, but it is good fun. Race begins right out of the gate from Hong Kong. Not a whole lot happening here. Immortal dropping pretty quick. So is Murden. Absolutely, that was a big fight for the bot camp. Nubarak goes in very, very low here. Big spear from the Imperious. Brightwing trades for the Beetle. Leoric going down real quick. Greymane also goes down. It is a 2-for-1 trade. Halftime already almost secured in favor of Hong Kong, though. Meanwhile, that bot bruiser camp continues to push. Is going to get answered just fine. Looks like it's going to be another fight under the red Immortal there. No one really able to step up, though. Sylvanas tries. Nubarak engages. One of the red team should probably back up, start trying to get some race themselves. Sylvanas down to about half health. Damage a little staggered around here. Immortal dropping real quick. Leoric goes down. Murden might be next. He jumps over the wall. A-okay. Hanzo going over, trying to get some race in. Big stun onto the Leo. Geo Leo. Mana real low for our red team. Looks like they're gonna go ahead and back out. About a half health immortal for the first objective. And it will be going into the top lane. Here he is, charging up. And he hits the lane. Off lane going off, doing some off lane stuff. Not going to get too much of value here. Even with Sylvanas, I don't think they're going to get too much value with this Immortal. Front wall does go down. Sylvanas trait should be winding down pretty soon. They might actually get this fort. It's dropping pretty quick. Immortal down below half health. Nice engage from the Beetle. Fort real low. But the fort does stay alive. Solid defense from really aggro. Solid push from Hong Kong. Just solid all around. Looks like we might be seeing a fight for this top camp. Engage from Anubarak. Big stun onto the Brightwing and friends. Brightwing does go down. Sylvanas might be next. Murden also real low here. Does leap. Spear just barely missing him. He does manage to escape. Camp is still available. Only one minion left there. They are doing a surprising amount of damage considering their composition. What did the Joe take? Interesting. I guess that is probably her highest damage build. This camp just absolutely shredded here, but red team will go ahead and pick up their bruiser camp. Meanwhile, it does not look like anyone is going to go for the blue siege. Instead, they do take out the top fort. The orc is starting the bruiser camp, but it's going to be a little late. Unfortunately, Rage do not realize that their opponents are on the camp until it's a little too late there. Due to that fact, they were unable to take advantage of the extra time they had. Hong Kong are going to try and defend the top lane, though. Looks like the fight's going to be under the blue Immortal this time. Solid spear from the Imperious. Solid polymorph as well. Imperious dropping real quick. Ancestral does go through. Big wailing arrow. But the Entomb counteracted by the Hanzo ult. Muradin does go down. Imperious goes down as well. Cocoon is dropped and does drop. Anubarak engaging with basically no health does go down. 2-for-1 trade there. Bot camp continues to push. Rhaegar real low there. Is going to disengage all right. I heard it hit, but I don't think Joe was hit by the cursed bullet. Bot fort continues to be in danger. Despite winning halftime, there's not a whole lot they can do. Imperious dropping real quick. He does go down. Bot is going to go ahead and get answered here. Meanwhile, Red Immortal starts taking some damage. Engage from the Anubarak. Everybody getting grouped up there. Once again, Entomb and the Dragon Arrow. Hanzo does jump over the wall there. Big stun on to the Johanna. She's dropping real quick. Does go down. Imperious ult does get popped. Looks like the Red Immortal will go down. Once again, the Immortal goes in favor of Hong Kong.
Victory through righteousness.
Hong Kong playing this very well. Very, very well. This fort is a goner. Fort's 100% a goner. Entomb goes out on 2. Imperious jumps over the wall there, trying to stay alive. Hanzo once again trying to counteract the Entomb. Anubarak trying to bully out the backline here. We are definitely starting to hit the point in the game where these massive health pools are not going to be beneficial for the side of Rage. Imperious does go down. Johanna looks like she might be next. I say this almost every time I cast, but for those of you who do not, or anytime I cast a match like this, for those of you who are not familiar, health scales significantly less than damage in this game. As such, a composition like the side of Rage will only get worse as the game progresses. They had a really solid start, but they were not able to really carry that over into the late game, especially because they were not able to secure that first objective. Hong Kong are going to go ahead and head out, taking their 13? Yeah, 13% core damage. Burden should be fine. I don't know, they're still fighting. Entomb does go out. Hanzo ult goes out to counteract it. Leoric is the first to fall there. Definitely looks like Hong Kong did overstay their welcome. But overall, solid fight for both teams. Polymorph does go out onto the Anubarak. Mana bars on the red team very, very low. This camp going to be taken care of real quick.
Be wary. Our eternal battle will soon be upon you.
Both sides are going to go ahead and go for their bruiser camp. Gonna go for top camp as well. I think that's a squashed beetle. That's a squashed beetle. I don't think you see a beetle more squashed than that. Oh, how rude. They pushed the ragdoll into the immortal. Here, demon, have some beetle. Maybe it'll make up for the fact that we're going to brutally attack you. Top camp is being answered by the Sylvanas. 16 advantage in play for Hong Kong. Moon does go out. Nice. So, Sylvanas does escape with help from her Unstoppable. Leo pretty low here. Big Wailing Arrow. Entomb does go out. Not getting too much value, though. Imperius does go down. Hanzo goes down to the Dagger Dot. Johanna goes down in the middle of all of that. And Beetle does go down as well. Here, Hong Kong is going for the core. Gonna take a minor miracle for them to not get it here. Once again, an unfortunate evidence of the whole statement that damage does not scale, or does scale better than health. Unfortunately for Rage, they were not able to take that early game and push it into late game. Hello, hello, hello!
How we doing tonight?
Doing pretty well. That start of that game one, that had to scare you.
that one was more just a wake-up call to us. We kind of realized that we were playing a little bit too cavalier right off the bat, and really adjusted for it. After I lost a Gambit stack, we lost a Tassadar, and Muradin to the same thing. We just didn't want to have that happen again. But quick adjustments from everyone on the team really made all the difference in that. They really executed that combo well, though. Like, huge props to Rage.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it was what, 4 kills, like, in the first few minutes there? It was
3 or 4.
It was a scary, scary start there, and I was like, if they can keep this up, and then, honestly, if I were to say MVP myself, 100% Stukov arm. Not even necessarily Stukov. Stukov arm.
Yep.
There were so many times I just saw the Garrosh unable to do anything, and I was just like, this feels bad to watch.
Listen, it's not often that we get to play Stukov, but when we do, Tizzle makes it count.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very, very fair. That was a solid Stukov game, as evidenced by the instant ban in Game 2.
Yeah, deserved. You know, we don't usually play Stukov, considering it's always banned, but...
Fair. Very, very fair. But yeah, like... And then Game 2 was kind of the same. They had a really solid start, put you guys in a few awkward positions, but I was telling chat, it's just unfortunate in this game, if you can't use your... Because health scales significantly less than damage, so if you can't use that massive health pool to get an early lead, you're just going to spiral out of control, and that's exactly what we saw happen.
Yep, you know, we noticed that the Hanzo was getting a lot of stacks bottom. It was pretty tough early on. I think Redemption was fully stacked by the time the bottom camp was up.
It was.
You know, and that's on us 100%. But you know, this is one of those few games where you see 4 juicy front lines, and I just went W build, even though it isn't always the right Sylvanas build. But you know, stacks add up early on; they scale late. Team was able to follow up with a lot of damage when we needed it, and you know, really solid play by FC
There
Hong
were
Kong.
a few points that I was pretty convinced they were going to get that lead that they needed to take advantage of the big health pools, but you guys managed to hold in there really, really well and put them in a really awkward position, and just as the game progressed, you can't come back from that if you're an early game comp like that.
Right. You know, one of our biggest goals for this season was to be more patient. You know, last season we lost a lot of games by trying to do more than we probably should have. This season, I think even in practices and Storm League, where you don't know who the random on the team is going to be or on the other team and what's going to happen, patience wins many more games than being aggressive and trying to force something that you don't necessarily need to force.
That's fair. Yeah, no, if that was a weakness that you guys had, it did not show in the least. You guys did very, very well there.
Well, thank you. I'm sure Gio would be very happy to hear that. It's been a big goal of his as our captain for the entire season. So nice job, Gio.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, there was not a single point that I saw you guys being more aggressive than I thought you needed to be. Like, if anything, you guys were a little overcorrected and a little more passive than you guys probably should have been, but that makes sense. Like, if you guys had a weakness, it's very, very common for teams to overcorrect, and then you just find the solid middle ground there.
Yeah. And honestly, macro wins games. You know, if you're playing with the comp we had, you know, it's pretty easy to clear a camp super quick. Sylvanas is level 4 that makes minion waves explode, kind of just deletes a wave and resets Brightwing's Z cooldown. It's really, really beneficial to making things really quick for us, where they don't have the same level of quick wave clear that we do.
That's fair. Very, very fair. So yeah, enough about the past. Are there any rematches you guys are looking forward to, either guaranteed or potentially have in the playoffs?
I actually don't know the next team we're playing up against. I just kind of go into it with whatever Geo says we're doing, but you know, I think as a team we are at a point where, you know, our confidence carries us a lot and our skill carries us even more. You know, we've gotten a lot better over the course of the last season and a half, and you know, with Alan joining us for this season as our savior because we didn't have a tank player, you know, it really made a ton of difference being able to play with someone who is vocal and, you know, able to work with us and make calls on who they're stunning. You know, I switched to a DPS role this season, and none of that would have been possible without the flexibility of everyone on the squad.
Very, very fair. On that note, I'll let you continue on with your shoutouts, and the floor's yours.
All right. Well, the first shoutouts, of course, are to the FC Hong Kong team. Love all y'all. I'm glad that we're in the playoffs, even if everyone is. We made it. To Rage, it was a pleasure playing against you guys again. You know, we had a few friendly names on the other team that we've seen, you know, over the season and such. Survivor God, good to see you again, Geo. This is a different Geo, but still good to see you again. Good to see Urban and you know, all of our friends on the team as well. Well played today. Wish you guys, you know, best of luck with your other games. Good luck next season if we don't play you again. But it was a pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Well, wonderful game, and good luck in the future.
Of course, and thank you for casting us.
You're very, very welcome.
And you take care now.
You too.
Thanks.
Alright, so thank you guys for joining me. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the recording here.